KPFA Box 51, 1929 Martin Luther King Jr. Way in Berkeley, California, 94704. Or fax them to 510-848-3812. Attention to the community calendar. Tell us if your event is wheelchair accessible. To hear this calendar again, call 510-848-6767 extension 621. The community calendar is also available online at www.kpfa.org.
Hi, this is Jim Bennett, former General Manager of KPFA and former Chief Engineer. Our programming and existing technology at KPFA is possible only because of your support, our listeners. One of our most important tasks for the upcoming few months is to repair our original tower from 1947, that's our transmitter tower, and replace our existing transmitter antenna. This year we have decided to start our fund drive very quietly. This time around, what that means is that we'll have a silent drive for the remaining days before we begin our annual Winter Fund Drive on the air on February 8th. We ask you to play an active role in keeping KPFA alive and strong. Please take part by making a contribution now, securely online at kpfa.org, or by calling 510-848-6767, extension 205 or extension 255. That's 848-6767, extension 205 or 255. Thanks very much.
It's 7:02 p.m. Stay tuned for Full Circle on KPFA Berkeley, KSCF Fresno.
From the circle, yes, we rotate. Full circle, yes, we rotate. 360 degrees, ha ha, 360 degrees, ha ha, 360 degrees, ha ha.
A circle has infinite possibilities. The circle is fluid, flowing, ever growing.
Because when we teach, we learn.
We are all equal parts of the same circle.
The end is a new beginning.
Now more than ever, we need to come together.
The circle is all of us. Welcome to Full Circle. Tonight we'll be turning back the hands of time in order to bring you the best of Full Circle's exclusive live and studio performances in our ongoing music series. Tonight's rebroadcast includes two very different performances, which nonetheless find commonality in their use of indigenous folk forms. Get comfortable and enjoy the next hour with music by Pura Fé, followed by the Korean Youth Drummers. I'm your host, Kristen, and all of us here invite you to join the circle. But first, this news report by Lawton Chan.
Oakland residents, former prisoners, and community organizers gathered for a protest Wednesday in front of Mayor Jerry Brown's loft apartment in North Oakland. The protest was organized by Critical Resistance and All of Us or None of Us to oppose Mayor Brown's plans to implement a curfew for probationers and parolees. The curfew would require them to be inside their homes between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Anyone caught breaking the curfew would be subject to arrest. Linda Evans from All of Us or None of Us was one of the speakers at the rally. She raised concerns about how this policy would impact the human rights of ex-prisoners.
We have the right to go to an AA meeting. We have the right to stay out all night if we feel like it. We have the right to go to the movies. We have a right to stay with our families and go home after midnight. Everybody does. And it's not about a curfew or being under house arrest any longer. When we're out of prison, we should be treated just like everybody else.
Jerry Brown is lobbying city officials and Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger to require newly released parolees sign paperwork stating that they will not be outside their homes between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Brown's official reasons for this curfew are improving public safety, citing the number of violent crimes and homicides in Oakland. Gil Duran, a representative from the mayor's office, says that the policy will affect only a small number of people.
This is a very tailored curfew that only applies to people who are going up on very specific drug, violence-related offenses that happen at night. So it's a tailored approach to the homicide problem that's plagued Oakland Street in the past years.
However, the potential application of the curfew is extremely broad. It could be applied to anybody convicted of a crime involving drugs, violence, or nighttime arrest. Community groups opposed to Mayor Brown's curfew plan believe that this policy is more about his political aspirations than a desire to make Oakland communities safer. Tara Nieves from Critical Resistance explains.
We know that Jerry Brown wants this curfew because he's running for Attorney General. He's saying that a curfew at 10 p.m. will keep people safe and that it will decrease violent crime. In reality, that's just not true.
According to a 1999 Western Criminology Review, there is no evidence that curfews significantly cut violent juvenile deaths or reduce crime in general. The next election for California Attorney General is in 2006, and Brown has plans to apply this policy throughout the state. To get more information or to find out what you can do, contact Critical Resistance at 510-444-0484, or All of Us or None of Us at 415-255-7036, extension 337. Reporting in Oakland for Full Circle on KPFA, this is Lawton Chan with Shaveri Kinson.
No more curfews in this town, get up, get down. No more curfews in our town, get up, get down. No more curfews in our town.
The KPFA Performance Studios were blessed in 2004 with a wealth of live music performances, but perhaps none were as intimate or as powerful as the solo performance by Pura Fé. Armed with only her voice and guitar, Pura Fé gave a very heartfelt performance to our live studio audience, focusing on tunes from her second solo album, Follow Your Heart's Desire. Her blend of Southern blues and indigenous roots kept everyone captivated. Full Circle hosts that evening were Ranjita Giesler and John Watanabe, and the interview portion between songs proved to be just as engaging as the music as Pura Fé opened herself up to the questions. So listen and enjoy a rebroadcast of Pura Fé.
This is Full Circle. We're honored to have in our studio tonight Pura Fé in celebration of her newly released solo album, Follow Your Heart's Desire. She's here with her guitar and her beautiful voice. Many of you may know her from the First Nations trio Ulali. Tonight, she's going to give us some of her music from her new album. Thank you for coming tonight, Pura Fé.
Thank you.
So do you want to start us off with some music, and then we'll talk to you in a little bit?
Okay. I'm going to start with Don't Trade Your Legs for a Pair of Wings. Trade your legs for a pair of wings on order and expect to fall to hell like a parachute is all you might get. Don't get off your boat till your ship is right and standing quite perfect. Treading water and life preserves can also keep you wet. You can have faith in all things to come, but where you stand is what you got. So until the big things have show where they're from, you know those are things do mean a lot. So look in your heart, realize where your truth starts, and learn from your mistakes and love, 'cause there's no fool like a older fool who can tell you once it's too late, it's too late. you think the river, the little you had, it would bring you the bigger things. Approaching life as a game to gamble with a faith as a bet you don't win. You can't believe those that promise the world, it's no one's to give or take. They're not the soul that creates pennies from giving your palms away. You can have faith in all things to come, but where you stand is what you got. So until the big things out, show where they're from. You know those are things that mean a lot. So look in your heart, realize where your truth starts, and hurt the mistakes till the walls is no fool. Who can tell you once it's too late? It's too late. Yeah. That's no friend of strength that you by saying, brother, spread out then. Who fattens you to feast on you and starve for a tasty sin. You better run with a true enemy than a false friend you can't bend. Satisfied by your biggest loss, like the gain of a devil's grin. You can have faith in all things to come, but where you stand is what you got. So until the big things out, show where from, where you are, those little things to mean a lot. So look in your heart and realize where your truth starts, and learn from your mistakes. Yeah, cause there's no fool like a fool who can tell you once it's too late. It's too late.
This is Full Circle. I'm your host, John Watanabe, along with my lovely co-host, Ranjita. Welcome to Berkeley.
Okay, lovely.
Welcome to Berkeley, Pura Fé.
Thank you. The first song is called Don't Trade Your Legs for a Pair of Wings. And I wrote that many, many years ago about a con artist that I met who conned me. So I have been conned. So, and my grandma always used to say, there's no fool like an old fool who can tell you once it's too late. So I incorporated. The whole song is just a bunch of phrases. Tons of them. So it's not for anybody. This song is, I wrote it to myself.
And this is your second solo CD, and it's called Follow Your Heart's Desire. How did the album come about? We know you from Ulali, and but you're also a solo artist. So talk about the birth of the album, and also why did you release this on an independent label?
Well, let's see. That's 5 questions there.
I know, a lot of questions.
How this album came to be? Well, I've been writing these songs. I wrote a lot of these songs more than 10, 15 years ago. Some of them are 17 years old. And I'm really a blues artist. And coming from my background as well, as my mama's people are from the South. And I've always wanted to put an album out like this, but I bumped into a music label called Music Maker, which is a grassroots blues label out of North Carolina, and they how do I put it? they preserve the blues, and a lot of the artists out of North Carolina, most of these people are elders, and they're not able to make records, but with this label they're able to do such a thing. And anyway, I found them, and I really, it just was like a perfect marriage for me. They were in home in North Carolina, and everything they stand for is what I believe in. So I just picked up this guitar. Well, I picked it up 5 years ago, and I really fumbled on it a couple times with my son, and then I put it away. And then in January, when I saw Music Maker, I decided it was time to take this guitar out and learn all my songs and go and get signed. I moved all the way from Robeson County to Chapel Hill just to sign with them and do this album. So that's how it came about, really. And also, I feel that, I lived in the community, like 50,000 Indians, farmers. And I work with the youth there and a lot of the community members, Longhouse people, Tuscarora Nation. And I just felt like maybe if I went out and did this CD and maybe getting a little more clout would probably maybe enable me to help a little more, because we're so like a needle in a haystack down there. So,
Pura Fé, let's hear more music. And do you want to let us know what you'll be playing for us?
This is called You Still Take.
You still take, 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 you still take. I saw them lying stacked high on shelves, cardboard box and table, a skeleton mother holds her embedded child, uncovered, no blankets, no nothing, I just how I was looking at myself buried alive. Military donations, government research, science, churches, and museums. I was looking at myself buried alive. I am my ancestors, my mother's stolen grave. Wipe my face from the right to live on this land. Creation came, you still take, you still take. You still take, you still take, you still take. Sterilized women who cannot give birth, stripped by the womb of mother. Remove my future, leaving no trace to say that I'm a non-existent race. I cannot claim from where I came. You hear the truth with no guilt, no shame. I cannot claim from where I came. You hear the truth with no guilt, no shame. Exploitation, anthropology, yeah. Excavation, oh, you call it state property. A professional living, how can money justify the greed? To disguise what is truly genocide. You still take, you still take, you still take, you still take, you still take. You still take. The indigenous world and mind, the indigenous body and soul, carries the cries from the center of the earth. Hey, if you wipe away these people, you will wipe away protection I provide to all people with life on earth. Well, she's dying to live, fighting to live, all that she gives. The indigenous world in mind, the indigenous body and soul carries a Christ from the center of the earth. Center of the earth down. Fighting on the front lines, government corporations, sucking life from what feeds them, leaving millions with no reason and nowhere to go. Well, she's dying to live, fighting to live all that she is. The indigenous world and mind, the indigenous body and soul carries the Christ from the center of the earth. Center of the earth. You still take, 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 you still taking. You're watching it.
Powerful. What, more? Okay. I wanted to say something about it, but...
Well, we can talk about that song. That's a very powerful political song. Can you talk about how the origins of that song?
Sure. That's several songs together. So the first part, You Still Take, I wrote that for like there was a whole thing about sterilization of women back in the 70s, especially Planned Parenthood and worldwide targeted women of color. And also to me, strip mining is the same as sterilizing women. It's the same. It's the womb, and it's to extracting. And also, the song talks about repatriation. And all these things together, and the way they just take from, like Ingrid Washington this was her favorite song, and she used to say that 70 to 80% of the world's natural resources are on indigenous land. And so, it's I just think this is an important song to mention that, and the urgency, I think. But so that's what this song is about, and how all these little things that they do, which are disguised as like businesses or professions, and basically it's really just genocide. So that's what the song talks about.
Is it a new song?
No, it's very old actually. Actually, I started writing maybe about 10 years ago. I wrote it. And then I added other things. And then on the CD itself, at the end where I'm singing, it's a Tutelo song from home. And on the CD I have the Deer Clan singers singing, and they sing beautifully in harmony, so you kind of miss out on that.
How have things changed? Because you said you began writing it 10 years ago. How have you seen things change around you in the world, and the issues, have they changed? Because the song's still very relevant.
It sounds, actually the song seems to take on more meaning now than, no, I don't see much change. I think kind of getting worse. It's more intense. It's just really visible and everywhere. Yeah.
So as an artist, how do you find hope? in the music to help change things, or what does that symbolize for you?
I don't know what there is. I know there's music, and I know there's. I pray that we can make changes through music and through all kinds of arts. Seems to be the only thing that really does help to at least soothe things if it can't change it.
Pura Fé is here with us, and you're listening to Full Circle if you're just tuning in. Talk about the connections of First Nation people and blues.
I think when I was really young, I asked my grandma what the music from home sounded like, and I really started to investigate. And Jim Pepper, because I wasn't raised at home. I was raised in New York City, so I just wanted to hear what kind of songs she sang when she was a kid. But Jim Pepper, who is a well-known saxophone player, who was Creek and Caw from Oklahoma, and he was a jazz musician, and he talked a lot about stomp music, which is a call and response type music, and which is universal, but also at home in the South, it was a very main base, form of music, I guess, ceremonial and otherwise. And when I really started to go home and travel and visit different communities and so forth, hearing all this music, I realized, I said, this is blues. This is absolutely blues, 100%. And why wouldn't it be? I mean, when I look at my bloodline and everybody's bloodlines back home, it's like we're totally mixed together. So most of the Indian communities home in the South we have a strand of African blood as well as some European blood. And vice versa. You look at the African American communities and they also have a strand of native blood in them. So this means, we share things, and we're a part of each other, and so is our music, so is our food, and so forth. And so I, Charlie Patton is Choctaw, and he was one of the first king of the blues. And so you hear like a lot, even the preaching, so forth. It reminds me of the beginning of a stomp. It sounds the same, and the scale, and definitely that rhythm is like the round dance beat, the heartbeat, that whole thing. You hear that, and that's the shuffle rhythm in blues music. Boom, 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 boom. So, we really did have a coming together. And so, yeah, I like to say that part of the birth of the blues also was the merging of also native people as well as African and Europeans.
Your new album's called Follow Your Heart's Desire. Where did that title come from?
I'm a hopeless romantic. So I'm not going to tell you who it's about, but it's just, following your heart's desire when you just going for something that you want badly and just going for it and not being afraid.
You can tell us there's only 20,000 people listening. Who can tell me?
Well, they all probably know who he is, but anyway.
Does he know, though?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Wake up, man. Do you want to sing some more?
Sure. I could actually do Follow Your Heart's Desire.
That would be great.
Okay.
Stripped of my spirit, I walk alone. While picking up pieces of my heart, I found something new. Is it right to be so lost in love with you? Who can you be that you're in my every dream? Nights echo your voice in my soul. Countless right thoughts, not knowing how I can let you go. Is it worth it in letting you know? Follow your heart's desire. Light up the sky on fire. Yeah. Hold on tight, lead to your dreams. Not knowing when and where to go, your heart will take you there. Not knowing what you expect, you over know.
Thank you very much, Pura Fé. That was beautiful. There's a song on your new CD called Della Blackman, Pick and Choose. It's really a very powerful song. Can you tell us the story about that song?
Okay. I'm not sure I can really play it, but because Willie Lowry plays this song on the album, so I haven't really prepared it. But that song's about my grandmother's auntie, or aunt, Aunt Della, who was killed by the Ku Klux Klan at home in Smithfield, North Carolina. So, in those days, I mean, the stories that they tell you about how people survived then, everything was extremely segregated. Still feels that way to me, but anyway, more so then. So mixed marriage is an absolutely a no-no. Anyway, but Della, who looked white, married a white man, and I guess that she was told that, you'd get by better if you did that. So by her doing that, she had to sort of dislocate herself from her family. And she was told not to mingle with them ever. If you saw them, just keep on walking. So, anyway, eventually she was killed. But I wrote the song it was a story I was told later in my years, and it shocked me. So I was compelled to write this song, and I wrote it with my other cousin, Barry, and the story was told to me from my cousin, Eric. And it's just to give honor and acknowledgement of these people. I mean, she's just one person, and there's so many people that suffered the same type of... So it's sort of to give her soul release, so it's in honor of her.
She was murdered by the Ku Klux Klan. Is that what happened to her?
Yeah, yeah. Well, she went against the rules. She went to visit her family at a family picnic, but she never made it all the way there. So they got her. And they told her not to go, but she went anyway. So I could try it. It's a really hard song to sing.
Well, we'd really appreciate it. We'd be honored if you could give it a try.
How many people are listening to my mess? Okay. All right. This is Della Blackman. And if my cousin my cousin Eric and Barry, if y'all are listening, family, listen, this is for y'all. I love y'all.
Della Blackman married a white man who lived on the other side of town. Her husband had friends who disapproved of the marriage. They wore white hoods and Ku Klux Klan. Aunt Della was told to forget about her ancestry. She denied her mama's blood was red as a land. If she would ever see her family or people, Della was warned to walk on by. You've got to pick and choose. There's a world, there's a right and wrong. You got to know it in your heart. But when the time has come, Creator will do what is done. Well, until you got to pick and choose. One day a postcard came in the mail. A family picnic she was invited to. Aunt Della was warm, but she had better not go. Just what do you think this woman didn't do? Aunt Della, remember the strength of a family. Yeah, the singing, the laughter, mama's love she missed. If she would ever tell the old people to get to the picnic, Della walked through the woods. She heard footsteps of the living dead. Della started to run, screaming to her family. Well, no one heard hard to identify. When our family got the news, they summoned all the people. In silence, they carried her body home. You got to pick and choose. Yeah, there's a world, there's a right and wrong. You gotta know it in your heart. But when the time has come, create up and do what is done. But until then, you gotta pick and choose. Yeah, till the black man was buried with her people. Many who taken down from the land. There they see her husband standing by her grave as if he were the ghost but never had been saved. You've got to pick and choose. Yeah, there's a world, there's a right and wrong. You got to know it in your heart. But when the time has come, create up and do what you've done. But until then, oh, you got to pick and choose.
You're listening to Full Circle on KPFA 94.1 FM, and you just finished listening to a rebroadcast of our performance and interview with Pura Fé. We close out tonight's show with another of our standout live performances of 2004 by the Korean Youth Drummers. The ensemble took our audience on an educational journey in rhythm and song, explaining the call and response mechanisms in the music and their traditional functions in Korean farming culture. Our hosts that evening were Ranjita Giesler and Mia Prather-Naiman. Enjoy the second look at the Korean Youth Drummers.
Tonight, members of the Korean Youth Cultural Center are here with some beautiful instruments to play for you.
Let's welcome Kyungjin Lee, Donna Kwan, Elisa Gang, Patrick Chu, and Annie Kwan. Welcome to Full Circle, everybody. Why don't you introduce us to some of the music that you're going to play for us tonight, and then let's hear.
Right now, what we're going to be playing is we're going to take people through sort of an imaginary musical journey, if you will, where the villagers will start out and they'll warm up playing, and then we'll be playing a special rhythm that's just especially for going through the fields, walking to the fields. It's called Kilori, or road play. And then after that, we'll be singing some songs. We get to the fields, and then we'll be singing some songs.
We'll be the field workers.
Okay. And then after that, we'll just sort of break and play sort of a party type of rhythm, oriented rhythm, and that'll be like the sort of celebration after the work is done.
Great. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. I got a lot of energy now.
Yeah.
I'm about ready to go run like 20 miles or something. When you think about 17 years of performances, what does that mean to you as an organization? And I'm not sure how long each of you have been involved with KYCC, but talk about what that means for our community.
Well, obviously we're very proud that we've lasted this long. We're actually one of the only organizations of our kind that has lasted this long in the United States. So that in itself is pretty big achievement. There's been other groups, similar ones, that started around the same time, that started in New York and LA, and they have since folded, which is really tragic and unfortunate. But at the same time, I think it speaks to the fact that this is a very unique part of the world in San Francisco, the Bay Area. And I don't think it's just that we've been resilient, but the Bay Area itself has been it's been a great place to thrive, I have to say. And I think also, to our credit, we've managed to be very flexible with the changing times. And actually, our community, just our own community, has changed remarkably since 1987. And that has also, I think the fact that we've been able to sort of flow with those changes has been good.
Thanks to Kyunjin Lee, Donna Kwan, Elisa Gang, Patrick Chu, and Ann Kwan of the Korean Youth Cultural Center.
We're going to close out with a song called Nongbuga, which is the song of a farmer. And Patrick, you want to explain the words a little bit?
The song starts off basically by, as Donna had earlier said, when you're in the fields, you have people on the side sort of like cheering and giving a little bit more energy to the people who are doing the backbreaking work of either planting or cutting your farming stuff. And the words go basically along the lines of, hey, everybody, listen up to me. Why don't you all get in a single line, and we're going to plant our seedlings in sort of like a nice square formation. Don't go randomly planting. It's not going to do us any good. And as we speed up and we start talking about other things, we start talking about more historical stuff. But it's all in good spirit and fun.
Okay.
여보시오 농부님네 너네 한 말 들어보소 아흐나 농부야 말 좀 듣소 하늘자로 죽 늘어서서 입구자로만 모를 신세 여루 상사디여 여루 상사디여 나렸단다 암페어 사가 나렸단다 여허루 상사지여 중천도 중복숭은 묘지가지가 열려있고 적벽강주야월은 아그대 열렸네 여허루 상사디여 여보소 농부들 말 듣소 아흐나 농부야 말 들어 여그다 꽂고 저그다 꽂고 을방한 가게
너를 심세 여여 여하루사.
You're listening to Full Circle on KPFA 94.1 FM. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our rebroadcast of live studio performances by the Korean Youth Drummers and Pura Fé. Full Circle is produced by graduate and current apprentices of the KPFA Apprenticeship Program. Tonight's show was produced and engineered by Jacob Simas. Our lead segment producer is Rangita Giesler. Technical director is Mickey Mays. And our senior producer is Kristen Zimmerman. Our outro music is produced by Brother Tandre.